Hey everyone, this is NoFighter22 here. I hope you guys are all well. And today what we're going to do is just go very quickly, going to go through a quick and easy way of how to checkmate with two bishops. Because obviously when you're in these kind of positions, and it's just the king, if you don't checkmate with the two bishops in 50 moves, if you don't know how to do it, or if you run out of time, I often see people with two bishops and a king just draw. And I feel a bit sorry for them really, because if you do have two bishops, then you should really have the win. So what I've done is I've set up an example of where this has happened in a recent game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk through the tactics and strategies which you should use whilst you're checkmating the king with two bishops. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you just want to narrow off the choices. What you'll notice is when the bishop moves to c3, this king cannot go along this diagonal or this diagonal, so it's cornered off effectively to this half of the board, and once it's here it can never get back past this diagonal because this one's blocking it as well, so it can never go past that diagonal. So you've already limited off half the board for the king. Then when you move your bishop up to here, it's limited off this way. So if you imagine, the king is literally just stuck in this triangle which goes from here down to across in here. What you now want to do is you want to get rid of any material that is on the board, and king opposition is actually very important in this position, which is why you'll see when the king moves here and he tries to get opposition, immediately it's rejected. So the king moves away, and now what you want to do is you want to play check and force the king across into the corner. Now as you can see from this position, by doing this, the king is being forced across into the other corner, so this king has opposition going this way, because you don't want the opposition going this way if you can't get it into that corner. So the king moves across to here. Again, the opposition is present. It forces the king back. Look, the closest way the king can go is here and here. These are the two squares, because this king is blocking it from getting any closer to the center with the help of the bishops. So the king must retreat. And then here, again, blocking off the king from going anywhere near to the centre. This diagonal is now blocked off due to the king, which is also guarding this square. So the king has to move back. Again, move the king forward. Now these squares are blocked from the king to go. So the king has to move back. Now check, again. When you see this check, this king is blocking off any squares from going. So as you can see, the king actually plays a really key role in stopping it, and once you get the king into this kind of position, it's very vulnerable, and it's quite easy because it has fewer squares. So now it's on the side of the board, all you got to do is get it into the corner. Again, king has blocked off the two most vital squares, so the king must go further into the corner. And again, now look, the only squares the king can go to are f8 and h8, because this king and this bishop are working together to stop any other squares from going. So king to f8, and then now check. So when you do it again this time, the king must go into the corner. And then from the corner, what you want to do is you want to put the king here, and then you want to say, okay, right, this king, when the king is in the corner and this king is blocking here, it will only cover two squares. It will only cover two squares. And then the other square is where the king has to move to next. Don't move the king into the corner with this bishop here, or just be stalemate. So the only square the king can go to now is g8. And what you want to do now is you want to create a battery, because obviously this king can't go forward, and it can't go to f8, so what you want to do now is just block off the corner square, check, and when the king goes back into the corner, now this g8 square is covered, so you can move the other bishop, and that's checkmate. Okay, well, I hope that example helped you to understand how you can checkmate with two bishops. I've been practicing it against the chess.com computers and my Fritz 11 computer as well. But if you guys have any queries or comments about that, please post to me in the comments. I hope you found this video useful. I wish you good luck playing chess, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.